Hi, I'm Megganbatey, and this is
Tammy Hill.
And we're here today. We're gonna just give some tips on how to get your house ready to sell, right? We're real estate agents, and what are some key things that are good to get your house ready for the market?
Everybody knows a lot of the things. Just clean, make sure it's like super clean. Take down pictures, and it's not necessarily that you're decluttering or taking down the personal stuff because it looks bad or it's harder to sell, but it's like when someone walks into a home, if there's too much going on, then people are so focused on that they can't really take in the house itself, and so it makes it hard for them to see the house. I always tell people you're going to move anyway, and honestly, if they don't want to rent storage or pay for things like that, I always just tell people, like, box it up, put it in your garage, because your garage is not going to sell your home. Mm-hmm. So if you've got boxes in your garage, I'm fine with that. I would rather you do that than have it all inside the house. So.
Yeah. Another big thing, I believe, is smell of the home.
Oh yeah.
So, get your carpets cleaned. And, what are some other things that you could think of for smells?
Well, I think sometimes, too, people will do certain smells, candles, those plug-ins on the wall, mm-hmm. and then they think that is like a good thing if their house smells, but that is the worst, because sometimes you can tell it's covering something up, like a mildew smell, like in a basement, or a pee smell, like from the dog. Mm-hmm. So you don't ever want to feel like you're covering something up. Mm-hmm. So if it smells, it's just going to smell. I mean, it is, but if you can get rid of smells, that's the first thing when somebody walks into a house, they'll notice, like, if you have I can smell everything.
Yeah, and I think that's really key. So, like the plug-in stuff, people are allergic to those things. So people mm-hmm. can walk in the home and they'll start having reactions, and then they're definitely not gonna, mm-hmm. want to look any farther in that house. So in our brain, smells are a huge part. They bring back memories so fast, and that can be a really good thing and a really bad thing.
I love how you bring that up, because you actually, like, anytime you're selling your house, you kind of want to go back to those five senses. Yeah. So you want to think about sight, hearing, like a lot. I went into one house one time and they had classical music playing, and the home was like in Boone's Trace. It was beautiful, mm-hmm. and it made me feel like I was in luxury. So you can do that with music. And then I sold another home, and they always had music playing whenever I would come in and do like the open house, or whenever, even just showing it, they would have music playing in the background. So it's even the little things kind of touch on all those five senses. So the smell is one of those senses.
That's a huge thing. It can bring you back to childhood real quick, and can bring you back to good things and bad things.
Well, and I think that's why people talk about, like, baking cookies. Mm-hmm. Like, if you want your house to smell like cookies or vanilla or whatever, then do it with, like, natural things, and leave the cookies out on the counter. Like, instead of lighting the candle that smells like cookies, do something,
natural.
Yeah.
I mean, even bringing in flowers. I mean, you're not going to want to bring in flowers that are going to cause another allergic reaction, but some flowers, fresh cut flowers to just bring in that sight, and that is smell. And then talking about the five senses, so then the taste, if you bake those cookies, leave them out, or make a fresh pot of coffee and leave that out so people can remember, that house that I went in, like, there was coffee there for me.
Feels like home. Yeah. So I had this client, and she didn't just do it for, like, when we were selling her house, but she did it all the time, and she still does it. She'll go to, like, Kroger or Trader Joe's or someplace like that, and she always buys, like, their clearance flowers, and she cuts them, and she puts them in different vases all around the house. But I love her, and she, honestly, her house always feels like spring, even, like, in the winter.
Yeah, I am one of those people. Like the Kroger manager special flowers that are like $5.
I'm jealous.
I do that.
I wish that I did. I pass by them and I never think about it, but I love that. Yeah.
And I love to garden too. So flowers from the garden, like, I grow them just so I can bring them inside. Yeah.
I do ask my husband all the time when he's gonna do a garden for me and work it. I want one. I just don't know that I want to put the work in for one.
Yeah.
No, I think that so we covered your smell senses and sight, cleaning, putting things away, and then also maybe putting things out. That's important. Hearing, music, things like that. And even nothing is good too. You just don't want to have, like, different TVs going on and things. Taste. Again, cookies, treats, different things. People think it's just for open houses, but honestly, it's not just for open houses. It can be like anytime.
Yeah.
And then our other one is our sense of touch.
Yeah. So that would just be like having different things in your home, like pillows that look soft and fluffy.
I think it's a texture thing.
Yeah.
I think for me, like anytime you decorate, like I think it's important to have like the wood, the stone, and like just cloth, like all the different types of textures in rooms for like decor and things. And I think when you bring some things from the outside, like the stone, and if you don't have like stone fireplace or anything, bring it in with like a concrete planter in the corner or on the table, or I mean bringing the outdoors in with the plants that way too, even if it's just greenery. If you don't have a green thumb like I do and you want to keep something there, I just added something to my living room table, some greenery that reminded me of my mom. But I loved it when I was at Walmart and I was buying this cheap like concrete white planter to put on that table. My husband said, "That's outdoors," and I'm like, "It's gonna look really good." And so you know, a lot of stuff you can find dirt cheap at the local stores or anywhere, and bringing the outside in for that touch that, you know, that kind of touches on everything, I think.
Right. Yeah, and then, you know, if you have the ability to fresh paint on the walls, you know, that is always good. You want it to look inviting when people come and that they can see themselves there.
And the biggest thing, people, when they're going up to the house, always keep in mind that's the first thing they see. From your mailbox, if your mailbox is falling down, go buy a new mailbox, like if it's all rusted out. Like, it's the littlest things when you walk up to the front porch. And I know one realtor, I won't say her name either, but her biggest pet peeve probably is power washing like driveways and sidewalks. She knows who she is, so if she's watching this, she's probably like, yes. But it truly, and it's brought it to my attention because I actually notice it now too, and it makes a huge difference in a house. And you know, if you are if you're a homeowner, if you're an agent, what I have learned is that people want to know what's going on with their house. They don't take it personally. It's not personal, it's a business thing, and you know, they want you to tell them, what do I need to do?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tammy. Again, if anybody out there is looking to sell a home this year, then Tammy and Terri and I, Megganbatey, Tammy Hill, and Terri Kelly would be glad to help you. We are with Keller Williams Legacy Group, so give us a call.